Hi there, it's Shell. Today we are making some more embellishments for our burlap and lace journal. So I wanted to show you guys what I've done. Clint emptied this Anasazi bean burlap bag, and I cut it apart so it was like a flat piece. And you can kind of see it has a little bit of an impression here. But I think when I make those into pockets or whatever I do with them, embellishments, whatever, that it won't, I think it'll just add more interest. So I have this pretty good size piece. It's probably about 24 inches by 18 inches or so. And somebody had mentioned before that whenever she uses burlap, she puts like that fusible web on the back. And I thought that was an excellent idea. I'm sorry, I can't remember who mentioned that. And then I put this fabric on the back of the fusible web. So it's really thick. It's going to keep it from unraveling. And it's working out really nicely. So I want to show you what my plan is for today. And let me just see. I really wanted some hearts, and I want to make some paper clips. So, and what I did is I went to look at my dies and just find a die that I thought would be a good size. And I mean, you could, do your you could just kind of draw out a heart, or just any kind of template. You could use a cookie cutter, whatever, just for a heart. And then what I did is I just traced several hearts out, and then I'm just gonna trim that out. And I love putting hearts in anything that I make. And so I did this the other day. I think I did it Sunday night maybe. Sorry, let me pull this a little bit closer to me. And I just kind of traced them out. And then what I did is I just go right inside that line. I could have run it through my die cutting machine, but it doesn't bother me to do fussy cutting or whatever. And plus, if I would have done that, the die cutting machine would have been like 1/4 of an inch smaller, because what I'm doing is the outside edge and not the inside edge. So you just kind of want to finagle with that. And there is a heart. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't try for perfection. So, and then what I did is I got some paper. This you really could have done on the, let me see if I have any right here. Yeah, I just have this scratch piece of paper. And then I went ahead and did the same thing. I just wanted a thicker paper because I know that I am going to make these into paper clips. So, I mean, I could have definitely run this through the die cutting machine. I have a really heavy die cutting machine. And I have to go in the other room to use it, or, do it in here. And since I was just kind of sitting, trimming things out of the burlap, I just decided to go ahead and make the paper as well. Just trim it out. And that way, with them being paper clips, then that should glue on there very well and kind of make it sturdier. So that's how I did that. And I pulled some scraps over here. I don't need that one, I suppose. Out of my just out of the craft room, just things that I might want to decorate these with. And it looks like we're going to do 8 of them. I'm sorry, 5 of them. I don't know where I got 8 from. So, and I was thinking the best way is to go ahead, decorate them before I put the paper clips on. I mean, you just do whatever you feel is best. Move some of this stuff out of my way. I am using my hot glue gun. This is the Adtech Pro 80, and I will have that linked below. This one is really, really hot. So I do have my kind of silicone spatula, because if not, you will get blisters on your hands. It's not a low temp gun by any means. So some of the things I have is, you know, I pulled some laces, kind of large ones. They may be too big, but I just kind of thought anything, you know, that I could use, or anything I might want to use. This is kind of like a cream colored lace. That's kind of pretty. I have this one. That's kind of big, huh? But, you know, I think it would still work. Of course, I pulled some pinks. I'm going to set these over here. I pulled some rickrack. I really like that. Let's go ahead and just trim that and glue that down. And the reason I'm using the hot glue gun is because there is texture on these burlap, and I just want to make sure that it stays. So anything pink, you know, I pulled this. Might be too much, but maybe just like a little bit of it might work just fine. That's kind of pretty. And I have, I don't know if you guys noticed, but on this one I have that discolored kind of area, so that would kind of cover that up. So, you know, all those little bits and bobs that, who says that, Gayle? Bits and bobs. Oh. So just anything that, you know, I thought might work. I have this kind of pink lace here, and it's just a little very narrow one, but that might work as well. And what I like to do is just kind of, you know, fit pieces together, because all you're doing really is just collaging. So you just want to kind of fit pieces together, see what's going to work, and, you know, kind of go from there. You can't really tell that that's pink, but I think that's kind of nice. Let's see, what about this piece here? Just to kind of give it, you know, some different pink. That's kind of cute. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to glue this down. Again, since we're using the hot glue gun, we want to be really careful. And I'm just going to just put a little hint of glue. And it's okay if it comes off the edge like that, because I figured I can trim it as needed. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. Oops, come on. Okay, and then this one, put that clear across. So that's kind of cute. Can you see it? Kind of has a little bit of pink and white. I'm going to let that one kind of cool for a little bit. I can always come back. In fact, I was watching Pam's Paper Place, I think is what it was, and she put like buttons, and so I might come back and put some buttons on. we'll kind of just, you know, play it by ear, see what we like. So let's just work on one of these other ones. Let's do a little bit bigger lace. And again, what I like to do is just kind of play around with it and just see if there's anything that I feel like I want to add. Like here's a little piece of, that's pretty, just a little piece of string. My brain just quit working. That's really cute. And see, something like that would be plenty. I mean, you don't have to put tons on these. Let's do it like that because this is really thick. And then I'll put this little string here. And I'm just putting it kind of like where the holes are, so that maybe it will kind of, you know, cover that up. And that's kind of cute, so we'll let that dry. And we can always come back to them and, you know, add more to it if we want to. So let's look at this one. I did have this piece of tatting. I'm pretty sure, I don't think my mother-in-law made this, but even if she did, I think I'm going to cut it and use it in here. Tatting is made up of a lot of little knots, so it doesn't hurt too much to kind of cut them apart. But I think this will just make it look so pretty. Look at that, isn't that pretty? What about this kind of bright, ooh, and there's a little, that's pretty. Kind of like this. Let's see. Oh, I like that. And then this little piece right here. Oh, it's kind of pretty. Need something else. I did also pick up this. It's just a ribbon trim pack from Hobby Lobby. And I do have some of the kind of sparkly. That's kind of pretty. Let's do that. Kind of layer this underneath. Ooh, I like that. And maybe just a little tiny piece of the same trim up top. I know. Because I'm thinking of in threes, and to me that doesn't really fit, but what about this? This will work maybe. Like one of these little pieces here. Yeah, like that. That'll work. Okay, again, I'm just going to kind of try to remember what was where. We'll go like that. Little hot there. This piece goes across. Like that. And this piece will go there. Thankfully it's cooled off enough that it's not burning me. And then this piece right there on the tip. Like that. That's really cute. I like that. Still a little bit wet, but that's okay. Okay, so let's go to this one. So these are really fun. And you know, there's really not all that much to them. I mean, yeah, I trimmed them, you know, a little bit, but that doesn't matter that much. I really like this. Let's just kind of do something crazy. Kind of maybe like that. Let's kind of do that on both sides. See what it looks like. Like that. Ooh, that's pretty. Kind of like Cross My Heart or something. Ooh, I like that already. Okay, let me go ahead and just glue it down. Thinking about like a button or something right in the center. Hot, hot, hot. Yeah, like that. Okay, I have more plans for this one. Okay, and the last one, just kind of see what we can do with this. Oh, that's kind of pretty. Let's just kind of cut it right there. I am going to put a little bit of glue right on this bead because, oops, otherwise they'll all fall off. Just put a little bit of glue there. My pearl's sticking. Kind of like that. There we go. Looks like I'm going to have to trim that anyways. Finger keeps sticking. Okay, what else do we want to do? I do have this lace right here. That might be kind of pretty, like cut into a little banner shape. And maybe like right there. Let's just try it and see. Okay, so if we did something like that, that's kind of cute. Maybe a little bit higher up. Kind of cute. I'm going to go ahead and just trim that just because it's so much bigger, longer. There we go. If I had my little flat back pearls, those would go cute, huh? Let's see what else I want. I feel like I need something here, especially because I kind of have a little bit of a pile of glue. I'm going to go ahead and trim this down. I have to probably go ahead and glue that again just so that it won't come off. Okay, so let's look at these and just see what else we need. I think I'm about done with these. I do want to think about adding, oops, sorry, some buttons. So I'm going to go and get a needle and thread and I'll be right back. Okay, so I didn't get that straightened out very well. Okay, I did get my needle. I got some pink thread because I knew where that was. And here's my box of buttons. So I'm just gonna look through here and see what I can find. These are all vintage buttons, and just kind of play and just see what I want to continue to add. I don't think I have any pink buttons, so I'm going to focus on like the white. Wait, is that a pink one? No, it's kind of purple. Not bad though. So mainly I'm going to focus on the white, the clear, you know, that kind of thing. Not too big. That one kind of is cool looking. Ooh, I like that. But, you know, that's what I like about having buttons as a choice, because you can kind of mix and match. Here's an itty bitty button. Itty bitty button. What do I need? Oh, I need one for this one. Let's see. Maybe a large button. Ooh, no, I don't like that. I mean, I do kind of have pink. Like, here's pink, but they're really dark. Wouldn't that have been pretty, but it's broken. Let's see. That's kind of interesting. Maybe something like that. Feels almost too big still, though. Let's see if I can find a smaller one. Here's another one of those ones. Oh, this is the hardest part. Ooh, I'm going with that one. That one's kind of pretty. Okay, so I have some buttons. I may or may not use them. I'm just going to kind of, you know, mess around, see what I want to do. Put my lid back on, because otherwise the caps will mess it up. You know how they are. Okay, so now we're just going to kind of add buttons here and there and just kind of see. Again, this one was from, pretty sure her name's Jan. Sorry, Jan, I just totally forgot. I was going to look it up again, but I think that was her name. That was adding buttons, and I think she said she actually got the idea from somebody else. So, but anyways, I did see this on someone else's YouTube, and I will, oh no, I'm sorry, I think it was Pam. Pam's Paper Place, because there was 3 P's. Okay, ooh, I like that. I'm going to go ahead and just sew it. What she did is she kind of collaged just on square or rectangle pieces of burlap, and I am just going to, you know, I'm just doing the hearts, and I'm turning mine into paper clips. So if I can get it to go through where I want it to go. And I think because they're going to be paper clips, and I'm going to glue down my paper clip, I don't have to be super, you know, super, I don't have to make sure they're, I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say. I don't have to make sure that they are really tied in, because I'm going to be gluing down the back. So what I did there is I just tied it into a knot, and I'm just going to trim it. So when I glue down this piece to the back, it's going to cover that up and make it more sturdy, so it's not going to come off. That's what I was trying to get at. So it is Tuesday morning. It's about 9 o'clock. We didn't get home until really late yesterday. We had an adventurous day. I don't know if I like that. Let's try one of these. I like that better. it was just that kind of day where, well, it was Monday for one thing. And, you know, Clint didn't have very many locates and kind of been having a neck ache again. So he was like, oh, stay home. And I said, no, I need to go with you. So I did go with him. And for the most part, my neck ache had kind of went away. Came back on after we got back home yesterday. But, you know, we run it all over because people are calling and saying, we need you, we need you, we need you. Because that's just what they do. Especially on a Monday. And, okay, here's what I do. I just put it through. This is something my grandmother taught me years ago. And then you just wind it around the needle like 3 times. And then I just pull it through. And then just cut it off. Like that. But anyways, so we're running around with, you know, like Clint says, with our chickens with their heads cut off. It was just busy, and then we get a phone call. Well, we got a phone call that Clint had forgotten about a job, and he had told the man that, oh, we'll be there first thing Monday morning. Well, he forgot about the job. He didn't have any note or anything like that. And so we were in Durango, which Durango is an hour and a half or so away. So we were in Durango, and he got that phone call. And we had another job that we had to put off until tomorrow because he didn't do that one for the one guy. So he needed to like run back over to Cortez and do it. So we were kind of just running back and forth, and he gets really stressed out. And then our one contract guy calls us, and he says, oh, the major electric company in Durango is wondering if we would be interested in taking over their locates. And, you know, so that's really stressing him out, because the way we understood it was that they were going to, they really needed the help. And, you know, if somebody needs help, then Clint really wants to help them. But because of his health and stuff, you know, he's stressing out about it. And I'm like, I always tell him this, you know, don't stress out until you know what the facts are. You know, it might not be what you think it is. And it wasn't, which is good, because the way we were the impression we got from our guy was that they were in a bind and they needed somebody to take over the electrical locates in Durango, which is such a busy, you know, it's a busy time of year, and it's a huge area. And really, Clint can't sit in the car that much or go over there, you know, that often. So I think that will work. That's cute. Might put a little bit of hot glue just to keep it the way I want it. Keeps kind of shifting. And I kind of want it just to be like that. But, so he's, you know, stressing out about that, and Clint likes to know what's going on, like, right now. And so he's like, why won't that guy call me? Why won't that guy call me? I said, well, maybe they've changed their minds, you know, and they don't need a locator or whatever. And then we're rushing around we're in the middle of, I think I'm just going to stick this one here. We're in the middle of traffic, fixing to get out and do another job. And I'm thinking about just kind of recording, you know, a little bit of what we do in a day, like with work and stuff, just so you guys have, you know, an idea. Because what we do is we locate underground phone lines for people that are digging. So, I mean, it's nothing fabulous. But if you guys would like to see that, let me know in the comments below. But anyways, so we're talking about that. We got a phone call yesterday to do a not emergency, but a locate up at Groundhog, and it's like Groundhog Reservoir. And it is such a long trip. But this kind of where we went to pick up the wood. when it was still snowing. So Clint wants me to take the camera and at least show you guys what it looks like now compared to what it was like when it was snowing. Sorry, that's Clint, I think. So we have to go there tomorrow. Oh, okay. He's out doing a locate, and he just wanted to let me know that he's got to go do another job. So anyways, we're going to run up to Groundhog tomorrow. That's kind of where we go mushroom hunting and things like that. So, but I thought it would be kind of fun to show you guys kind of what we do with our real job. He, I don't know, he's just getting really tired, and driving just kind of compresses his spine, and you know, when we have to drive so much, it's just not a good situation. So I think I have enough thread. I was beginning to wonder. I have another idea I want to do to this one. It's kind of having a little bit of a hard time going through, and I think it might be the hot glue. I'm going to go through it twice. It keeps it sturdier, even though I don't think it's absolutely necessary. Come on, you. But okay, come on, you. So I didn't have time to make a video for you guys yesterday. Oh, so anyways, the electric company ended up calling him when we were in the middle of traffic, and he told him he'd call him back, and he finally got a hold of him, and they're not like in dire straits like we were led to believe. They just, the company that's locating for them right now is going to stop at the end of this month, and they're going to take it in-house, which means the people that work for the electric company will be doing their own locates. And he's saying, well, you know, we got a couple of guys to do them, but we're not secure in how they're in their knowledge of doing an electric locate. And you know, that can be scary, because if somebody, you know, cutting an electric line can kill somebody, you know, because I mean, there's a lot of electricity going through those lines. So Clint did offer to maybe do some training instead of like taking over the locates, which is kind of what they wanted us to do, because he just can't do that. So he is going to hey baby girl, Sophia's talking. So he's, you know, suggested that yesterday, and I made a suggestion that we kind of like check up on them, because I was thinking, okay, you know, a locate can take anywhere from half an hour to 2, 3, 4 hours, and if we could just like stop by and just check to make sure that they locate it correctly, then it would kind of ease everybody's sense, and we wouldn't have to put, you know, 2 or 3 hours into one job, especially because this is the busiest time of year. So yeah, so it's just been an interesting couple of days, and you know, plus he's dealing with people, and you know how that goes. So one thing I was thinking is, I think it'd be kind of fun to maybe trim that out. Actually, I really like that. So let's go ahead and do that. Try not to burn myself, but just to kind of add some. So that was our excitement for yesterday. Oh, you know what I should have done? Oh well, let's kind of do it like this. Down further. Just so that it doesn't like stop right here in the center. But, ooh, isn't that pretty? But yeah, so you know, it wasn't a bad day. I mean, this one lady did need a locate. So tomorrow we're gonna go like 1.5 hours in one direction. Then when we're done with that locate, we're gonna come back the hour or so and then go 1.5 hours in the opposite direction. That's just drive time, you know. We do a lot of driving. We don't do as much as we used to, but it's still, you know, bad enough that it affects Clint really bad. And, you know, I think that's why I have leg issues. It's from driving. Riding, I should say. He doesn't let me drive. He says I'm not allowed to drive because I don't go fast enough or something. I don't know. Sometimes he'll say, I'll let you drive if you go at least 10 miles over the speed limit. And usually I don't. I'm just like, you drive, I'm going to take a nap. Ooh, that was hot. Hot, hot, hot. But isn't that pretty? Okay, so we're going to try to cut it so it looks correct. There we go. Oh, I love that. That's so pretty. Okay, so let's look at some of our other ones. Got glue on my hand and that hurt. Okay, I'm going to trim this one. So it wasn't as bad as he thought it would be, and we did go out and have lunch, which we typically do when we're working. And I was going to see if anything like this would work. That might. Let's see if I could get it to bend the way I want it to. But we do try to eat out when we're working because we don't eat out, you know, like all the time or anything. We do when we're working though, but we try not to do fast food, so we try to have a sit-down restaurant if we can, just because it is exhausting, you know. Okay, let's try this one. I think I need to be more careful with my hot glue gun. Okay, so I want to put it like this. Looks pretty good. And kind of finagle it so I can get it to turn. There we go. That looks nice. Kind of turns, but I think that's okay. Okay, let's try to do this other side. But then he did have one locate to do today, and I thought I would get on here because we didn't get home until 4:30, I think. Ow, ow, ow. Yesterday, and I just wasn't feeling good, and we were both just tired. So, okay, let's trim this off here. So really it's just fun. You're just kind of, you know, playing and kind of seeing what we can come up with. Doing the collages. Okay, let's go ahead and burning myself more than I should be. Trust me, this is hot. I think it gets up to 350 or 400 degrees. So it does get pretty warm. So that one's kind of pretty. It's kind of coming apart right there. Squish it on my table. These tables have seen a lot. Okay, that one's kind of cool. I like it. Huh. I just heard some stuff. Okay, let's leave the other ones like they are, just for a little bit of a difference. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to turn them into paper clips. Again, this time I am using the smaller paper clips. These are rose gold ones, and I love these. I need to see if I can't find them like in a larger size. but I love the color of them. So all you do is go ahead and pop this on your heart, and then what we're going to do is just put some hot glue on there and just glue it like that. I'm going to use the smallest side, and I'm going to try not to get my fingers. You have to be really careful with this because it does go through the paper because it is so hot. So just kind of do it like that, and then we'll use our little, so that will hold down the lace, you know, as well as everything else. And so here is one paper clip. That's pretty, I love that. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one. Again, just pop it on there, find the smallest piece, and then we're going to just go around the edges without trying to get our finger. And I do make sure that I have my paper clip well covered, and we'll just put it like that. Sometimes I don't use hot glue for, you know, putting these together. Depends on if I'm using my hot glue gun or not. Sometimes I just use my art glitter glue. And you know what? I wonder where the rest of my cards are. There's one. I have to go look. I'm looking around, but I don't see it right here. Okay. So again, we will go around the edges. And I just use like some old sticker. Ooh, that one's warm. Some old sticker paper backing, backing from flowers. Just kind of like a cardstock weight, maybe a little bit heavier, just to give my paper clips a good kind of sturdiness. That's pretty. Okay, so let's do this one. Let me just kind of look over here and just see if I have my other one. You wouldn't think it would have gone far. I thought I had them all. But you guys know how I am. I lose stuff like crazy. So, okay, let's try this again. And this paper really goes through it, so it must not be as thick as that one was. Aren't those cute? I love that idea. Okay, where, oh where is my other heart? So the only thing to do is to find another scrap and draw it out real quick. So that's the one I don't have. You know, it doesn't take that long to fix these, and I don't mind getting the color on my dies. I just want to make sure I bring it in enough so that it doesn't like have an overhang. So easy, easy. These are from those flowers, those paper flowers that I recently got. The paper is. So I save that for tags or anything I need a thicker like cardstock for. Okay, and there we are. So you have to let me know what you guys think of this one. These will be so fun to put in our journals. So it kind of has a little bit of a pink, like around this one. I don't know if it's coming up on the computer very well. This one has a little pink. This one, I really like this. I think that's really cute. And I think it'd be cute to put like the word love or something on it, which I might have to do. You know, again, when I do these are my bases, and then I'll put them in, and if I feel like it needs anything else, then I'll go ahead and add it at that time. So you guys will have to let me know what you think of this. Be sure and go check out Pam's Paperclips. Sorry, Pam. I butchered your name today. But I will put that link below so you can go check out what she's been doing, because she's also working on a burlap and lace journal. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Be sure and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Thanks. See you soon.